We have new leaked models and updates from Google prior to the Google I/O conference on May 19. As well, it looks like Anthropic is in trouble because developers are leaving Claude Code and switching over to Codex. So let's get into it. Google is hosting one of their biggest conferences on May 19th called the Google I/O conference. If you didn't know what I/O meant, which I didn't either, it means input and output, and that's their developer-focused conference. And before that conference, there's already confirmation about some leaks going around suggesting that new things are about to drop, especially when it comes to their new Gemini models. We're expecting a new version of Google Gemini Flash, either 3.2 or 3.5, and it's already being tested. If you saw my last video, I actually break down how they're testing this model on Ella Marina underneath the same Gemini 3 Flash name, but buffing it up on Ella Marina and letting people test and use it compared to their actual developing platform AI Studio, where the model is not as strong. So clearly this model is being secretly tested on Ella Marina. There's also references to a new Omni model, and maybe it's even an updated VO in competition to C-Dance from ByteDance. ByteDance took over the AI video space with their new model C-Dance 2.0, which probably is the best video model at the moment. And to compete with C-Dance, Gemini is preparing a big push when it comes to AI video capabilities with the new Omni model. It's expected to go beyond current systems like the ones we have right now, VO, and it's supposed to have better video generation quality and control, meaning you can orchestrate your video generations at a higher degree compared to what it's able to do right now. It can also be integrated natively inside the Gemini application. There's also some additional update where Gemini Ultra is supposed to transition into long context system for consistent multi-step workflows. The subscription tiers may also change and shift towards Advanced, Pro, and Ultra structure. There's also supposedly a new memory feature called Team Food. It's supposed to improve how Gemini uses your past chats and long-term context. One of the biggest pain points with working with AI right now is probably how well the model remembers your past context and all your information to help you with your future prompts. For example, you don't want to be re-explaining every single time who you are or what you're working on, especially if you're going to be working on something over a long period of time. You don't want the model to be clueless and guessing information about you, and should be able to tap into a memory feature, something maybe that Team Food is supposed to address. There's also an additional visual model work, and it's called Spark Robin, and it's supposedly a strong push on image plus video capabilities. So all these updates show one common theme is that Gemini is trying to become a really strong multimodal model, and they're also pushing the AI video space and trying to compete with the models from China, from ByteDance, and once again trying to take the leaderboard when it comes to image in AI video generation. So May 19th, we will see if all of these features get shipped, and when they do, if they live up to the hype that we are seeing at the moment. Before we continue, we just launched the Universe of AI newsletter. If you want to stay on top of AI news without having to hunt for it, link is in the description. Don't miss out. And if you weren't hyped enough for the new model coming from Gemini, maybe this might change your mind. What you're looking on screen is just pure SVG code. Someone actually got this in A/B tests inside Google AI Studio, and this could be hints at the capability of the new models coming from Gemini, which I think is probably going to be a new Flash model, but who knows. But everything you see on screen is actually code, so even the circles, the shapes, everything like that. This is not an image generation, and that might make you appreciate the whole output a little bit more, because the model has to program all the words as well code out every single shape you see on screen and everything like that. So that kind of shows you how capable this new model might be. A lot of people do feel, however, that the Gemini models are SVG code maxed, meaning they're really good at SVG code, but other than that, they're not really great. Could that be the case? Who knows? It definitely is a really strong model for SVG, even the current models, but if the model just gets better at doing something like this, it could also hint that the model has gotten overall better at coding as well. So we will find out soon. It looks like OpenAI has stolen some momentum from Anthropic and Claude Code because a lot of developers have been switching over to Codex over Claude Code for better coding. When the new model dropped GPT 5.5 on April 23rd, it definitely overpowered the drop of Claude Opus 4.7. The hype quickly transitioned. If you just remember in March, Claude Code was dropping new updates every single day and the momentum was strongly with them. People were not really using Codex as much, and all the momentum felt like it belonged to Anthropic. However, over the last couple of weeks, things have completely changed. After the new model drop, plus the new updates to the Codex, and OpenAI's plan to be much more focused on the Codex platform, it clearly has shifted the momentum back to OpenAI. And it looks like they're not done. Thibault, the guy you're seeing on screen right now, is actually in charge of the Codex platform and updating the platform, as well making it much more useful for developers as well as general public. And he's basically hinting that they're not done upgrading Codex. They're adding more and more features, and it's supposed to get much more capable for everyday use. Last week, they launched a feature that allows people that are not developers to actually onboard onto Codex. If you're a finance professional, if you work in data science, or whatever the case is, you can now onboard yourself onto Codex, bring your work tools over there, and work with the platform like many developers do. So Codex is becoming the super app, and OpenAI has stolen the momentum from Anthropic and Claude Code. Now, anytime this happens, we know what happens. New models drop, new features launch, and new updates come to platforms. I don't think that OpenAI is going to steal the momentum for long, because the way the AI space works right now, it might be for a couple of weeks somebody else's turn, and after a couple of weeks, another lab has taken the lead again, and it goes back and forth. So keep your eyes open for Anthropic updates, because I am, and I feel like Anthropic is obviously not going to stay silent. They're going to make updates to their models, they're going to make updates to the Claude Code, and they're going to improve the platform obviously to compete with OpenAI. But the biggest bottleneck for them right now are limits. If they can figure that out and make it much more usable for a lot of developers, the momentum might once again shift back to Anthropic. And to make matters worse for Anthropic, OpenAI's official account posted this 2 days ago that you can now bring your workflow to Codex in just a few clicks. All you have to do is when you open up the Codex app, click on Migrate Your Setup and complete the agent import flow in onboarding, or you can go to Settings, go to General and press Import Agent Setup, and you can resume working in the Codex environment through all the projects that are imported. The way it works is that it scans for existing configuration, so the app automatically detects existing configuration from other agents, then it creates an import checklist and displays global and project level configurations, skills you might have, plugins, and other settings to copy, and then it guides you through the migration. The Codex app starts a new chat to complete the whole migration process until everything is done. And if you're seeing this tweet and you're getting some sort of deja vu, you're not alone. Claude also posted a similar tweet like this, showing people how to import every context from other AI applications and bring them into the Claude chat feature. They released a blog post similar to OpenAI, and they also made an X post like this. So we can see the competition is up, and it looks like OpenAI is the one who's trying to migrate users to their own coding platform, Codex. But that's it for today's video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, follow our new newsletter as well at universeofai.beehive.com, as well as subscribe to the main channel World of AI, and support us on X by following the Universe of AIZ as well. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.